Thank you, Hussein, very much. Thank you, gentlemen, for the invite. Delighted to be here. Great place. I'm happy to be here in your midst. Sustainability is now the big issue of the day. Opportunities, challenges. COP26 is ongoing in Glasgow. The Expo 2020 itself has made sustainability its centerpiece, a theme. I know SAP is also heavily involved in sustainability-related issues, ERP, software, that kind of thing, circular economy. So my question to you, Senior Maccotta, is how is this partnership, this formidable equation between SAP, Google Cloud, and Deloitte driving the sustainability narrative?
Yeah, it's a very good question. SAP has launched last year Climate 2020. And we have dedicated solutions to help our customers in order to measure their impact and be committed to their sustainable goals. SAP itself has launched a commitment in order to reduce our impact on the environment by the next 5 years. But most important is our solutions, cloud solutions based on hyperscalers like Google, and implemented at the customer side from our partners like Deloitte, are useful for companies not only to measure their impact and to be able to reduce their impact on the environment, aiming at their sustainable goals, but also becoming compliant and applicable to their customers. So, as of today, customers are demanding, especially the younger customers, are demanding that the companies they are buying products from, they are committed to the future of our Earth, to the future of our environment. So it's not only important for a company to measure their impact, but it's also important to communicate to their customers and to show that they have a viable and achievable route towards the sustainable goals. And we can help this, because we are offering them a platform, we are offering them the tools to measure and to cascade all of the decisions in order to achieve the goals.
Thank you. Just a follow-up question. This collaboration or partnership, sorry, this collaboration.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry. This collaboration or partnership, however you choose to characterize it, is that strictly Expo 2020 related, or will it continue beyond
No.
Expo 2020?
No, it's absolutely not related to Expo. Expo for us is the showcase in order to demonstrate to visitors or inviting customers, instead of in our offices, inviting them here in the experience center and show the art of possible. But the declaration, the development of the solution, the collaboration with our partners, both cloud and integrators, started way before. Actually, our CEO launched the Sustainable 2020 1 year ago at the Sapphire event, way before the start of the Expo. And we are already planning and doing activities in order to promote it. We feel responsible to promote the usage of these tools in order to help our customers to be as compliant and as low impact as possible. And it's, you know what, it's not always the customer itself, but it's the entire supply chain. So what I need to make sure as a customer is that I am committed to my sustainable goals, but also my supplier, my customers are having the same commitment. So it's the full supply chain that has to be measured and monitored. And this is started before, it's happening now, it's demonstrated through the SAP House, but will continue in the future.
Thank you. This is Harish Dunakhe from IDC. Hussein, thank you very much for inviting us. My question is for Tarek. Tarek, we are seeing an increased appetite for cloud. IDC is observing a significant shift, mental shift actually, of the CIOs and organizations across Middle East, Turkey, and Africa. But when it comes to the various deployment options of cloud, public cloud, and within private cloud, we have hosted private cloud or dedicated private cloud. we see a significant difference in terms of their appetite. What is your perception about public cloud?
Thank you for the question, and I think this is one of the most hot topics these days. We always have in mind that we want to solve for the customer's requirements, customer needs, irrespective if it's private, it's public, it's secure, it's extremely secure. So that's why our solutions are evolving, addressing all these requirements when it comes to sovereignty and protecting top confidential data. We've recently announced Google's distributed cloud that can help solve for on-prem, that can help solve for any colo facility that is purely operated by the customer. So as we move, these requirements evolve in a much clearer ways. And that's why we're tailoring our solutions to meet the customer at any point of their journey, whether in the public cloud, whether he wants to host it in their own private premises, or at any of the colo providers. So these solutions will be generally available in the near future, addressing all these requirements.
One question to Kim, especially around the, because system integrators and the consulting partners roll up the sleeves and actually implement. So what kind of challenges you're facing or your teams are facing when it comes to migrating the on-prem deployments to cloud and various options of cloud?
It's a good question. I might not answer it in the way you expect, because I don't think that for the SIs and the implementers, the issue is necessarily the sort of technicalities. I think most of the issues are around the clients' and organisations' appetite to embrace the actual transformation of their businesses. And so I think part of the thing that we try and help our partners and our clients to do is to understand the business case for the transformation that the implementation of the technology and moving into cloud can create. Because I think when you start to look at the broader opportunities of the actual transformation of the business and the flexibility it gives you in terms of your business models going forward, that is the real case for the investment. Hence, SAP Rise and Boost and what we're talking about today. I mean, real life business issues. It's a bit of a. You probably hear this the world over at the moment. Real life business issues is actually the capacity in the market of qualified consultants, engineers, the people that we need to power our businesses. And one of the things that we do through these partnerships is collaborate on education. And we'll certainly be doing much more collaboration in the region and investment in the region, and actually creating consultants and SAP consultants with the capabilities required by investing, rather than just shuffling resources around from one organisation to another. We need to increase the pool of young people generally in the region who want to build their careers in these areas. And I think we all have a responsibility to do that, and it's good for our businesses.
Yes, my name is Wael from Al Bayan newspaper in Dubai. My question is for Sergio. Clearly there's a huge amount of data being generated at Expo every day from the clients, the transactions, etc., etc. Do you have any plans as to how you will how you're going to utilize this all this data in the future, whether it be with the partnership with Expo or not, in terms of perhaps in which sectors? So how do you plan to use all this big data that is being generated from Expo? And my second question is for Mr. Tarek. How important is it for Google Cloud to be physically or geographically on the ground in the UAE to help your clients with RISE with SAP, etc.? And do you have any plans to open any data centers physically in the UAE? Thank you.
Do you want to start, Tarek?
Up to you.
Please.
Thank you.
Be my guest.
So, as you all know, we've already announced 2 regions in the Middle East and North Africa region, which is Qatar and Saudi, that were brought earlier. Definitely UAE is one of the top priority countries, and I think we have to stay close to any of the announcements that may be shared. So far, we only announced 2 regions in MENA. Again, and the UAE is one of the top priority countries that can be worked on.
Qatar.
So we announced that we will be there. There has been no announcement for the UAE region. Our objective is to stay close and serve our customers the best possible way we can. This requires a lot of time, definitely, to start planning and engaging. So what?
Which locality is it going, all the data?
I couldn't hear you.
Currently, all the data is using which cloud?
So currently, we don't have any regions in MENA. And what we've announced earlier are regions to be launched at certain timelines. For the EE, we didn't do any announcement yet, but rest assured that it's one of the top priority countries we have in mind.
Do you see that coming in the next 2 years?
We cannot speculate per se. So again, it's one of the top priority countries that we envision.
Tarek, I cannot probably speculate on your behalf, but I see that you will come soon due to the fact that the market here is moving very, very fast towards cloud. We already have data centers here in country. We were actually the first IT company opening a data center here in the UAE. We have a partnership with third-party companies and other hyperscalers that they have already data centers here. But the amount of data, the amount of capacity consumption that we are generating, it's increasing on a monthly basis. So I'm sure that there will be your need to be here as well as a valid business case to expand further the presence. I consider that as of today, customers can decide to have the data here or to have the data wherever. And we are flexible on this. Now, coming back to your question of before, why I didn't respond immediately, because the answer is no. The data that are collected, are gathered from the visitors are not our data. They are Dubai Expo data. So we don't have any ownership on this data. And by the way, the data are subject to GDPR. And our solutions are very, very consistent in addressing confidentiality of the data and GDPR. Consider then, whenever you are registering, you're giving your consent to use your data. But you have always the chance to remove the consent.